ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. All three are free to start. All three can write, research, answer questions, and help you think. And if you've tried them all, you've probably noticed something. They feel different, produce different results, and are genuinely better at different things. The question most people get stuck on is, which one should I actually use? And the honest answer is, it depends on what you're doing. Which sounds like a cop-out, until you understand exactly which task maps to which tool. This video is the map. By the end of it, you'll know exactly which AI to open for writing, for research, for coding, for Google Workspace, and for voice. Let's go. Quick overview before the comparisons, because understanding what each company's trying to do helps you understand why each tool behaves differently. ChatGPT is made by OpenAI. It's the oldest and most widely used AI assistant, around 500 million weekly users. It has the broadest feature set: text, images, code, file analysis, voice, and web search all in one interface. It's the Swiss Army knife, not always the sharpest blade for any single task, but it covers everything. Claude is made by Anthropic. It was founded by former OpenAI researchers with a specific focus on building AI that is safe and genuinely reliable. It has built a strong reputation for writing quality, following complex instructions carefully, and handling very long documents. Where ChatGPT is broad, Claude tends to go deep. Gemini is made by Google. Its core advantage is being natively woven into the tools most people already use: Google Docs, Gmail, Sheets, Drive. It also has the largest context window of the three at 2 million tokens, and is the strongest of the three for processing video and audio, alongside text. If your life runs on Google, Gemini is built for that. Same price across all three at the paid tier, $20 per month. So cost isn't the deciding factor. Use case is. Here's how they stack up. For writing emails, reports, blog posts, scripts, proposals, anything where the quality and tone of the output matters, Claude is the consistent winner in 2026. In a blind test run earlier this year, 134 people voted on outputs from all three AI tools without knowing which model produced which response. Claude won 4 out of 8 writing rounds. ChatGPT won 1. Gemini was consistently second or third, but never last. The gap on writing tasks was wider than most people expected. What makes Claude different for writing it? Follows complex, detailed instructions more precisely than the other two. If you give it a 400-word prompt with specific formatting requirements, a target tone, things to include, and things to avoid, Claude is the most likely to honor all of them. ChatGPT drifts on long prompts. Gemini is consistent but tends toward more generic output. For everyday writing tasks where you want something that sounds genuinely human rather than AI-generated, Claude is the first tool to open. For research, finding current information, fact-checking, pulling from the live web, Gemini wins, and it's not particularly close. Google built Gemini on top of the world's most powerful search infrastructure. When you need up-to-date information, Gemini's native web integration is faster and more accurate than ChatGPT's web search or Claude's browsing. If you're researching a topic that changed in the last week, Gemini is the right tool. There's also a Google Workspace angle worth knowing. If you work in Google Docs, Sheets, Gmail, or Drive, Gemini is natively integrated. You can ask it to summarize a document you have open, draft a reply to an email in your inbox, or pull data from a spreadsheet, all without switching tabs. ChatGPT and Claude require you to copy and paste. Gemini is already there. The limitation: Gemini's output quality is less consistent than Claude on reasoning-heavy tasks. It is excellent when working with information that exists on the web. It is less reliable when the task requires sustained logical thinking or very precise instruction following. For coding, Claude is the strongest of the three in 2026, and this is where the gap versus the others is largest. In independent testing, Claude achieved an 88% first-pass correctness rate on Python and TypeScript tasks. It thinks through edge cases before writing code, produces cleaner variable naming and structure, and is significantly better at debugging, explaining not just what is wrong but why, and how to fix it systematically. Claude also has a 200,000 token context window that it uses reliably, meaning you can feed it an entire codebase, and it will maintain coherence across the whole thing. ChatGPT has a 128,000 token context and drifts on very large inputs. Gemini has a larger context on paper, but is less reliable at actually using it. For developers, Claude Code, Anthropic's dedicated coding tool, has become standard in many engineering teams as of 2026. If you are doing serious software work, Claude is your tool. For quick, one-off coding questions where speed matters more than precision, ChatGPT is a solid and faster alternative. For general everyday use, quick questions, brainstorming, explaining things, casual problem solving, ChatGPT remains the most versatile all-rounder. Its breadth of built-in tools means you rarely need to leave the interface. Image generation, file analysis, web search, voice, and code all live in one place. Voice mode deserves specific mention because it is where ChatGPT has the clearest lead. ChatGPT's voice mode is significantly more natural than both Gemini and Claude. It has realistic conversational flow, handles interruptions, and feels genuinely less robotic. If you use AI primarily through speaking, rather than typing, in the car, on a walk, practicing a language, ChatGPT is the only real choice right now. ChatGPT also has by far the largest ecosystem of third-party integrations and plugins. If there's a specific tool you use, a project management app, a CRM, a niche workflow, there's a reasonable chance it already connects to ChatGPT. Neither Claude nor Gemini have matched that ecosystem depth yet. The limitation, ChatGPT's output consistency, varies between sessions more than Claude's. For precision tasks where every detail matters, that variation is noticeable. For everyday use, it rarely causes problems. Here is the one-paragraph version you can screenshot and keep. Use Claude when you're writing something that needs to be genuinely good. Emails, reports, documents, scripts. When your coding and accuracy matters. When you have a long, complex document to analyze or a detailed prompt to execute precisely. Use Gemini when you need current information from the web. When you work in Google Docs, Gmail, Sheets, or Drive and want AI that's already inside those tools. When you have video or audio to analyze alongside text. Use ChatGPT when you want one tool that covers everything adequately. When you want to use voice mode. When you need image generation alongside text. When you're doing quick general tasks where speed matters more than precision. And the honest meta answer, the professionals getting the most out of AI in 2026 are not loyal to one tool. They use Claude for writing and coding, Gemini for research, and Google Workspace. ChatGPT for voice, general use, and its plugin ecosystem. All three are free to start. There is no cost to having all three open. Links to all three tools in the description below. All have a free tier you can start with today. Subscribe for practical, clear AI coverage every week. No hype, just what actually works. Thanks for watching.